Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. We are continuing on with our Basically Amazing Printable Scrapbook album template in the B size. This one we are calling Pastel Florals, and that is because we are using two different printable paper collections from Amity Bloom, and she is on Etsy, and I have her linked these exact two paper collections. There's 4 sheets in each collection. Have it linked exactly down below in the description box. We are also using the vintage loose leaf from the printables. These are linked down below as well. These are available in many different background designs, but for this one we're just using the vintage loose leaf. But I just wanted you to know we're not using very much of it in this album, but I do feel like it's a really good thing to have in your stash. So next, the next coming albums, we might pull some of this into those as well. So it's up to you, but you do not need it. You can totally use what you have and replace whatever I put this on. You can replace it with something else. So again, this one is called Pastel Florals. And in the last video, which I will link up here and down below, we made these covers. And we did, instead of using Tyvek, we used a fabric to connect everything together to make it good and sturdy, and then we added the binding fins. There is also a special playlist for this Pastel Florals album. It starts from the beginning and works its way down. I will link that up here and down below. This one's kind of a quick one because we are moving fast because there's a lot of duplication. There's a lot of repetitiveness, and we're kind of making it the old school. Let me show you. This is the prototype album. And if you want to see a flip through of this, it's in the playlist, so be sure to check that. I think it's the second video on the playlist. So we're doing kind of the old school style of album, so it's not going to have any pockets or any envelopes or anything like that in it. We're not making it exactly like this one, but we did, when I made the prototype, I did use one of the paper collections, so it's really pretty. I really like her her paper collections that she put out. So we've made this one smaller. But again, a lot of repetition, and I'm going to do a lot of the work off camera because I'll show you how to do it, and then I'll do the rest of it because there's 5 fins here. So there's going to be a lot of pages cram-packed into here, and we may have too many fins. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, and there's also a Amazon list if you want to see any of the products that we are using in this album, besides the things that are available on Etsy. It'll be linked down there, and there are also... I'm sorry, it'll be linked in the Amazon list. It'll be called Pastel Florals, Basically Amazing. I think it'll say B, Pastel Florals, Basically Amazing, but that's in the description box below if you want to check it out. So today, we are going to make the pages, and hopefully we can mat them, for the most part. Hopefully. That's my goal today. We'll see. I don't know. But let me move this aside and let me show you the things that you're going to need. So we have 5 fins. So for each fin, I have printed off page 8B, which is the main base. Oops, there you go. The main base page for the B-sized album. So I've printed off. Let me count. Hang on. I've printed off 10 of page 8B. I've printed off 10 of page 9C, which is the main base page for the album size C. And I've printed off 10 of page 10D, which is the main base page for the D size album. So we're going to have several different size pages because we're going to be using both of these. We're going to have several different page sizes in each fin, but it's going to be repetitive. So every fin is going to look exactly the same. Okay. So what I've done now is I've already prepped 8 of them, and I've got 2 of each page printed out. This is on white cardstock. This is 80-pound cardstock. That is linked in my Amazon if you want to check it out. So again, I've got 2 of each of those pages, and I'm going to grab my paper trimmer because like I said, I have already prepared 8 pages already, and they've already been matted and everything. So I'm not going to show you yet because I want you to wait and see. but it's pretty cool. So I wanted to show you too, look how bad, I was printing so many, look how bad my printer sucked this stuff in, and it's crooked as all get out. So I need to pay very much attention to that. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna leave one long tab on each one of these pages. So we don't need any extra tabs, just the one long tab that is going to be attached to the fin. So there's 8B. I'm gonna trim the other one out off camera. And then here's 9C. Again, I just need the one long tab. So I'm gonna trim everything else away. All right, there's 9C. I'm going to trim the second one off camera. So this is just for one fin, okay? All of these pages are just for one fin. Okay, so then here is 10D. So since my printer is printing kind of wonky, again, I'm going to pick I'm going to make sure that I've got a full tab for this page and a full tab for this one. So I'm just cutting the excess paper off, or cardstock. Alright, and then I'm going to cut the top and bottom fin off. Again, no pockets, just pages. And then I'm going to split them apart. So I'm going to leave one long tab onto this large section here. Like that. So now we got those two pieces out of that page. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other three pages the exact same way, and then I'll be right back. Okay, here are the two sets. So both of these sets are going on, excuse me. So both of these sets are going onto one fin. So the next thing we want to do is I'm going to get my scoreboard out. So I'm just going to do all of this on one set, but just know that you're going to have to do it to all the sets, okay? We are going to go ahead and score all of these at their tab. This is a We Are Memory Keeper scoreboard, and this is a pencil Teflon bone folder. They should be linked in my Amazon. I may have this one linked differently, or special to a scrapbook store. Just depends. Okay, so then after you've scored all your sets, so this is just kind of like a repetitive scrapbooking, then you want to prep all of those score marks. Prep it one way and then the other. Prep it one way, then the other. Prep it one way, and then the other. Prep it one way, then the other. Okay, now that you've got them all prepped, then the next thing you want to do is on the side that does not have the ink on it, you want to ink all of these edges. Well, I guess you don't have to. If you do not want to ink your edges, you do not have to do this. But I like it, and I'm using Distress Oxide and Walnut Stain. So you want to get all your edges, and then on this skinny fin, you want to make sure, on this little short page, you want to make sure that you get the edge of that fin on the other side. Okay, so we want to go through and do this to all of these, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got them all inked up and all scored, both sets. Again, if you're doing the same thing I'm doing, there are 2 sets per fin. So you would need 10 of each page if you're doing this size, the 5-page binding. If not, you decide how many pages you need. If you're doing it exactly the way if you only did 2 pages, then you only need 4 of each page. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. So next we're gonna put tape on. This is this is score tape. This is 3/8 inch score tape. And we're gonna flip all of these over to the side that we inked, and we are gonna add score tape to this tab. Now we're not gonna get super close to that score mark. We kind of wanna stay away from it just ever so slightly. So we're gonna go and do all of these pages the exact same way. All right, so then once you get the tabs covered in the score tape, then you want to go and burnish that tape down so it has a good contact between the tape and the cardstock. No big deal. Okay, so we're going to start with the biggest page, and then we're going to take the next biggest page, which is this page. So this one is actually the main base page for the C-sized album. So we're going to go ahead and attach it right down to this fin. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to attach it to this fin. Now you want to be careful to not go over your score mark. You want to kind of line it up perfectly. And it does help if you just keep everything lined up. It does make it a little easier. So you're just attaching the fin, this top fin, to the next fin. That's it. And then you just kind of want to burnish it down like this. And then the next page, this is the D size main base page. We're going to attach it down to that. We're going to be careful not to go over the score. We want to go right on top of that score. Line it up. And even if you get off a little bit, you guys, don't freak out. It is not going to be that noticeable. I promise. It is not going to be that noticeable. And then the other part of that page is the smaller page. So we're going to put that there. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. All right, so each one of these are now attached to each other. So it's going to go like that. I'll just take a minute. Whoa, see now this one, look what I did. I went over top of that score mark, which makes it tough. So let me see if I can't get that fixed just a little bit better. Sometimes you just have to work the paper. You just have to work it. It will work. I promise. All right, I'm just gonna do this just a little bit. Okay, so we've got this set. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. We're gonna do the same thing to this set. Literally the exact same thing. Except we're gonna try not to go over the score mark. We're just gonna line that up. So this is what you should have for each one of your fins. They're the exact same thing. There's no right or wrong right now. There's no up or down, front or back. They're the exact same thing. So you should have 1 or 2 of these for each fin that you have in your album. So here, we're gonna go ahead and put these in our album. Yes, we are. Okay. So we've still got the adhesive on the back side of this. So we're gonna remove the tape backing. And again, there is no front or back, I don't think, unless I want to choose a front or back right now. I kind of do want to, actually. I want this to be my front. So, here, I'm going to write front on here. Just real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this over top of this first fin. I'm going to match it up as best I can all the way down. Best I can. And if it gets off, it gets off. It's no big deal. Okay, so now we got one section attached to the front, that first fin. So then the second section that we have here, we're going to attach it to the other side of this fin. So we don't want to get too close to that score mark down at the bottom there. We're going to walk it down. Just like that. So now you have a section on either side of this fin. So you have created how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 pages on one fin. So you're going to do that for every fin. So I can't decide if I should go ahead and add mine in here because I've already matted them. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and add them in and then I'll be back with you. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, you guys, I have everything. I've got all my pages attached to the fins. So I'm gonna show you the top view, and then I'm gonna show you one section, and then we're gonna mat the pages we just finished making, okay? And if you don't want yours this full, then you can take some of these pages out, okay? But so far, look at how thick this got. So this was those two sections per fin. So there's 10 sections on here, but 4 of these fins have already been matted. And they already have the faux photo. So it's not gonna get thicker because you add a photo. So you take that faux photo out and put your photo in, okay? So it's not gonna get thicker, if that makes any sense. So here's where these are the pages we made. There is the first 4 pages, right? And then here's the second 4 pages. So then here is where the ones that I've already, now this one's not gonna lay as flat, unfortunately. This one's a lot thicker, but I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. You can fit tons and tons of photos. I'll have to add up how many photos in the end. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be matching all 4 pages, front and back, right? And then we might have to come back and and then there's the second section there, identical, and then it repeats itself. So what we're gonna do in this section, I did already in all these other sections, okay? So that being said, the first thing is I want to talk about, let's see, you're going to need page 54A from the Basically Amazing templates, and this is the mat for the main base page in the A size album, but we're going to cut it down to fit that small page. So you're going to need at least, you can get 3 of those small page mats from one page. So I'm matting front and back with this, so you're going to need at least 2 sheets of these per fin, and you'll have 1 left over. So let's start there. I also got some coffee stained paper and stuff. I use that as well. But let's start with this little short page here, and that is page 10D. So I need the mat for this little short pocket, and that is on page 57D. Whoops. My little clip fell. And all you need to do is place it on here You see how it's the same height? Just place it on here and trace. Scoot it over. Trace. Scoot it over. Trace. So for this little short, instead of printing this page off so many times just to get this mat, just trace it onto a larger page that's a mat for a page, and you can get 3 of these from one of those. So let's cut that out. I made myself a note so that I wouldn't forget to tell you guys that. So we're going to cut it out top bottom. And we're going to cut this extra little sliver off. And then we're going to cut these 3 apart. So I thought this would be a great little page. That way we didn't waste that little page. This would be a great page to journal on. So like in the next section, the next fin, this is the journaling spot there, and it's on both sides. So you can journal about what's going on in the coming pages, the pictures. So again, you're going to need 2 per. So I need 1 more, and I have leftover. Sorry, I'm talking to the back of the wall here. I have another one left over from my other pages, so I'm going to need 2 per that small page. Right, so there's 1 there, and then there's 1 back here. Right? So I need those. So you need 4 of those, I guess. But I've already got a piece left over from when I did the other one, so I've got those ready. I'm going to set those aside. And then the next page, let's do the next smallest page. That is we need the mat that's on 57D for the main base page D. We need the mat for that. I just need to double check myself here. Okay, so on this next page, 1 page is going to be pattern paper, and then the next page is going to, or the back side of it's going to be coffee stain paper. So I'm grabbing some coffee stain paper here. I thought I had a piece left over from my, is it tall enough? Yeah, I could possibly use that as well. And if you don't want to use coffee stain paper, I'll have coffee stain paper linked down below in the description box to Etsy so that you can like buy some if you don't want to make your own. But also parchment paper would be a good substitute if you would rather use that instead of coffee stain paper. So what I've done, I've kind of kept everything the same, right? So the front section, I've used this collection, which is called Pastel Ornament, right? Link down below. So the front part, the front 4 pages, I'm using this, and then the back 4 pages, I'm using the one that's called Floral Collage. Okay, so I did that through the whole thing. So on the front page, I'm gonna need this page right here, and then I'm gonna put the rest aside, and then I'm gonna double check my back here, my back side. Yeah, I need, out of this collection, I need this page right here. And if I'm not mistaken, both of them have coffee stain paper on the back side. Yes on that one, yes on that one. Okay. So I'm going to scoot this out of the way a little bit. So what all you need to do is take your template, go up to the edge of that design there, wherever your printer starts printing, and just trace them out. And did I use, what part of that did I use? I want to make sure I have it all look the same. I use this part. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I think. Let me double check. Yes, 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 yes. I wish you could get 2 of these mats off of one, but you can't, so. Right, and then for the coffee stain paper, you really just need to trace 1 and then cut 2 at the same time, or whatever paper you're using. So what I would suggest you do is do each individual page all at the same time, assembly line, so that you don't get confused. I hope that didn't shift too bad. Okay, so I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and I'm going to put these 2 together. Like that. I'm going to put it in here. I'll have to straighten it back up once I get it in here. Okay, let's even these edges up. And it does not have to be perfect, you guys. It does not have to be perfect. This is a handmade work of art, and it does not have to be perfect. So, I'm going to cut both of those at the same time. Can I get another one? No. So this will just be put in my scrap bin to use at a later date. And then we're going to trim that bottom off. Just like that. So there's 2 mats for that page. And then these are a little bit more tricky because you need to cut away the part that's not printed. So if you were let's say you're not using printable paper, you're using scrapbook paper, it'd be way easier to just trace one out and print off a bunch all at one time. I'm sorry, trace one out and cut a bunch all at one time. It'll make your life a lot easier, a lot quicker. So you would need 5 of this page, 5 of this page. Do you see what I'm saying? You just trim them all out at the same time. So there's that. I'm going to move my scraps over into my workstation. And then do the same for this. So then the next one, whoa, we need the mat for the main base page C, which is on page 56C. And we will be using the blue script one, and then coffee stained paper, and then this pretty blue green pattern one here, and coffee stained paper. So the same deal. We're just going to trace these out. Trace these out. What do I do with the oh, here it is. Trace these out. And cut them down. Let's just trace one at a time. And you want to do this for all your pages if you're doing like the repetition. Making them all look the same. Okay, so I'm going to cut those 2 out at the same time. Oh, I need to see. It doesn't matter, I guess. It really doesn't matter. But I kind of want to keep everything the same. I want to keep it uniform. Trace this out. So this is the C, and then this, I don't think it matters. This is, you know, the direction's going to be wrong, but doesn't matter. Okay, so while we're at it, that's all going to be for the C. And then let's grab the D real quick. And I'll tell you what to trace out on that one. And then we can cut them all out. Ink them all up. And then we can attach them in. So the last one is 8B, which is the main base page for the B. Uh-oh, I had to re-stick some stick on here. Yeah. The main base page, matte for the main base page, 8B. It's also on page 55B. So that one is this one right here and this one right here. So these two do not get used at all. I don't think. We might use them on the cover. That's the only thing I haven't done yet. And then on the back side, we're going to be using coffee stained paper. So I need some more coffee stained paper. All right, and these kind of got messed up corners, so it's perfect. So I'm going to trace these out. I guess I could show you. Whoops. Which part of the printed paper I'm tracing. So you're going to need 2 of those. Let me stick this just a little bit more. Alright. So this page, this pink one, we're not using any of the writing. We're kind of staying on this side. And since my printer printed this one wonky, I need to be careful. My printer just does that every now and then. It gets all excited and it just pulls paper in too fast, and I don't know. It's a hot mess. So, oops, see, it almost stuck on there. And then for this piece, we are using, I think, I want to say it's this way. Or did we? No, it's, wait a minute. Yeah, it's kind of like this. I didn't want all of those wording there, but I kind of wanted a hint of it. So I just scooted it over. I need to put some more lead in my pencil. Alright. And so that is the only things we need to trace out. So what I'm going to do now is remove that. I'm going to cut all of these pieces out. I'm then going to ink up the edges with the Distress Oxide Walnut Stain. I might not ink up the coffee stained paper, but I am going to ink up these pages, and then I'll be back. Alright, everything is inked up, except I did not ink up the coffee stained paper. I just kind of left it alone. It's really hard. I get annoyed trying to ink up coffee stained paper. It's so thin and flimsy, and it just, I don't know, it just is annoying. So, I've already separated into piles. Like, this is the back side of the fin. So the floral collage paper is going to go on the back side of the fin, and then the pastel ornament is going to go on the front side of the fin. So let's just go ahead and start adding these in. I am going to be using my tape runner. You could use Fabri-Tac, you could use your double-sided adhesive, you could use art glitter glue. Use whatever you want. I have a place where I get the refills that go inside of this ATG tape glider, where I get it at a better price, and it's really good quality, and you get a lot, and I really like it. So I will link that below. And I'm going to go around all 4 edges. This thing is so big. I wish I had some space to have everything in view easily. So this is the journaling. So we're the very first little flip flap part there. This is going to go there, like that. Maybe I can use my candle there. And then on the back side of that, oh, I probably should put that back. That's okay. On the back side of it goes the exact same vintage loose leaf. Now, if you didn't have this background design on your templates, You could use just regular lined paper. You could use coffee stained paper. You could use whatever you have in your stash that kind of goes with whatever paper collection that you chose to use. Okay, so we got that first one matted. And so then this piece is gonna go here. So the coffee stain paper is going on the back sides of the front of this fin, and then on the back of the fin it's going to go on the front. The coffee stain paper goes on the front of the page. You know what I mean? So I'm going to actually line up this back, or this corner over here. And even if you get off a little bit, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. So then on the back side, I'm going to put the coffee stained paper. And you guys know me, I like the wrinkly, the bubbly feel, the fluffy almost feel that doing it like this gives your page or your insert or whatever it is that you are making. I don't know why, but I do. So I don't put tape down the middle. Whoops. Got off a little bit, but that's okay. I got off a lot. I was really crooked on that, but again, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to try to smooth that out just a little bit more though with my bone folder. And then on to the next. So then the blue piece. Let's see, I'm trying to, there we go. Since there's so much in this album already. Look, I got crooked on that one too. Well, it's really hard to get my head over top of it, you guys. I'm gonna ink it up. Don't tell nobody. I can't see. So that didn't happen. That was a not a happening. That didn't happen. Y'all didn't see that. That's what I'm trying to say. Then the back side is the coffee stained paper. I can't believe how crooked I got that one on there, but it's okay. At the end of the day, your photo is what is important. And then put this on here. If I would just stay focused on one edge, I bet you it wouldn't be too bad. Bet you, bet you, bet you. See, that was better. Except I came down a little further. It's not even top to bottom. Again, it's okay. Next up, pink. The pink page. I will tell you that it was easier to mat all of these before I put the pages into the book. It was a lot easier. Let's try doing it this way. A lot easier. A lot. So if you want to do it that way too, that's okay. You have my permission. And then on the back side is coffee stain paper. Okay, so then now we're on the back side of this fin. So we've got this section to mat. So I'm going to put these in a different order, just in the reverse order. So we start with the coffee stained paper, because that's what's going to be on the front of this page. I did. Same thing. Let's do it like this. I liked that. So you can't really even tell that I didn't ink these edges. It's coffee stained paper, you know, it's like against a white inked edge, so it should look different without me having to do anything to make it look different. So this would be kind of like the middle of the signature, so to speak, and it kind of looks like it kind of flows too. I didn't even do that on purpose. Nope. So then this part here, it's going to be this page. Or this mat, I'm sorry, not page. And I think, yeah, that's what I thought. It goes like this. Well, this is the way I've done it on all the other pages. Like that. And then coffee stained paper. You could even use a glue stick if you wanted to for this. You do not have to use a tape runner. You do not have to use the fancy expensive tape. You use whatever you want. All right, and so then this blue mat goes on the next page. There really is no right or wrong way for this, you guys. There really isn't. And this one goes like this. And coffee stain paper next. So you can see though, like if you were to do this assembly line, you know, you would do all of the pages, get them all prepped and ready to go. Then you would trace all of the B pages, and then all of the C pages, and then all of the D pages, and then all of the smaller pieces, you know, and then ink them, and then you go through and just start adding them to the pages. It's really quicker than you think. And that way your brain doesn't have to think as much either. All right, then this page goes this way. And then these two journaling spots, front and back of that smaller page. See, at the beginning I wasn't going to add the smaller page. I was like, you know what, we don't need it. But then I thought that would be wasteful. So I thought this was a perfect alternative to that. Plus it gives you a spot to journal. Whoops, I keep moving my B. We're working on album B. I keep moving it. And it looks pretty cool, I think. Okay, last piece goes right here. So there you go. All of them, all the pages are now matted. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop here for now. I think it looks great, even just like this. You could just slap your photo on there and go on with it. But I think it looks really, really good. In the next video, we'll put all the photos in it, like these. This is what I consider a photo. So this would be your 3x4 photo, not this piece of cardstock. I mean, if you were giving it as a gift, you might want to do this for them. So I would, let's see, I used a lot of my scrap leftover pieces, things I printed that I didn't need or things I printed wrong. I cut them down to size. So we're going to do that in the next video. And I think, well, it depends on how long all of that takes. It shouldn't take too terribly long. And we might matte these as well in the next video. And then if we have time, we will do the page protector thing. So we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. Okay, you guys, let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and check the description box for all those helpful links and things to get the printable paper, to get the templates, check out the Amazon list, any other links that I have down there. Be sure to check all that out, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.